As much as it pains me to admit, I'm a really big fan of sling bags like this. It's just so practical. Yeah, it's a pretty dorky look, but I love just carrying all my gear in one spot. Especially in these warmer summer months, I'm wearing gym shorts a lot. This really frees up my pockets. I don't have stuff just jangling around. But more importantly, I really love having a sling bag for travel. In the airport, this is amazing. Store all your documents, your passport, your boarding pass. And on a flight, it's super nice having all your gear on your chest. You don't have to go fumbling around in your bag or your pockets. I love carrying a sling, and this is the best one I've found so far. I've been so impressed with this sling. It's amazing. I love the material. I love the footprint, the form factor. So let's get into this, show it on the desk, and do some close-ups and go into it a little bit more. Right off the bat, this is not a big mass-produced bag. You can't simply just walk into your local Walmart or big box store and pick this up off the shelf. Hell, you can't even order this off Amazon. Instead, you have to turn your attention over to Etsy. These are all individually handmade by a single maker all the way out in Ukraine. This is coming from a brand called Pull, Load, and Comfort Navigation, which is arguably a mouthful, so they also go by the name PLCN Craft Bags, and they offer everything from slings and pouches all the way up to full-blown backpacks. And in a sea of similar looking nylon bags, this one immediately jumped out at me due to the material choice they decided to use here. This is made of a material called X-Pack, and it's definitely one of my favorite materials as it's incredibly lightweight, but still maintains a really excellent strength, and it also features this very stereotypical diamond pattern throughout. This weighs just 150 grams, or around 5 ounces, so it's pretty lightweight. But my favorite thing about X-Pack is just how water resistant it is. I'm not saying you can completely submerge this underwater, but should this bag ever be caught out in rain, water just simply beads up and rolls right off this instead of soaking into the bag like a typical material like Cordura nylon would, ultimately keeping your gear inside dry. And this also takes another step to protect your gear due to this rain flap that runs the entire length of the front of the bag. And though this makes it a little bit harder to get in the main compartment, it's a little trade-off that helps protect the zipper and prevents any water from seeping in this way. This bag is definitely on the smaller side, but for me, it's a huge positive because out of all the sling bags I've tried, this is definitely the smallest, but I find it to be the most comfortable and actually the best looking. And due to the very minimal branding here, only this little front tag, it kind of blends in the bag and it keeps it rather simple and clean looking. I really like how simple this looks because I typically wear a sling when traveling and never really want to draw too much attention to myself, so this checks all the boxes for me. I believe this is probably around 1 liter and it fits absolutely everything I need to carry, so it's the absolute perfect size for me. And this measures around 7.8 inches long, about 4 inches tall, and around 2 inches wide. If we flip this over the back, we have 2 vertical slash pockets here. And this is the only thing I'm a little bit puzzled by, as typically there'd be a horizontal zipper pocket here that'd be used to stash your more important gear like cash or a passport, as it's the most secure up against your body. So I'm just kind of unsure what I'd use these 2 pockets for. It's large enough to put my phone in, which is the 16 Pro, vertically, but I just can't really see myself using it that way. So I'm not sure what I'd use these 2 pockets for. If you have any suggestions, definitely let me know down below. And while still in the back, I want to call out these 2 little loops here. There's actually 4. We have 2 on the side and 2 at the top. And these allow you to put your straps either here horizontally or more here at the top. And you can switch between wearing it like a crossbody or a waist/fanny bag, which I love seeing stuff like this because you can carry it however you see fit. And on the topic of carry, this strap is just a really simple nylon one, but it works well and I haven't noticed it slipping or haven't really noticed it cutting into my shoulder, so it's pretty comfortable. I will say this didn't come with any strap keepers, so you will experience some dangle here with the excess straps, but it's hardly a big deal. Most of the time it falls flat and out of the way. So I think we've covered about everything on the exterior, so let's finally take a look on the inside. Now lifting up the rain flap, we have access to the 2 zippers, and they come attached with paracord zipper pulls. And now opening this up, we're greeted with a blue ripstop lining and actually some organization here. And I actually really like this blue liner here. It kind of helps you see the contents a little bit easier, and it doesn't look like a black hole. And though this liner adds a little bit of weight, it definitely helps the bag feel more finished and premium. And then we have 2 simple pockets here on this back wall made out of the same X-Pack as the rest of the bag, along with a zipper compartment behind it. There's also a little key leash here that I guess isn't really so little as it's pretty long, and it allows you to clip your keys or any other gear to it. I actually have a small flashlight on order. I think this will be perfect to add a small keychain like flashlight here, but I will say this might be my only criticism of the entire bag here, as the material for this key leash. This material just feels really thin and not really strong, and instead feels very similar to like a shoelace. I really just think I could rip this pretty easily. I wish they had gone with a more durable material, kind of like the shoulder strap. I'm worried this key leash will get kind of caught in the zipper and tear. As this key leash is so long, it's bound to bounce out, and you might try to zip the bag up forgetting it's there. So it's my only nitpick on the entire bag though, so not a big deal. Moving on to these back pockets, though they're not like a stretchy mesh like I probably would typically prefer, it's still nice to have your gear organized. And here I just have a really simple loadout, a chapstick, hand sanitizer, and the other pocket, just a small knife, which is the Vosteed Hedgehog, and a small pry bar, also from Vosteed, called the Shark Bomb. And even having gear in these pockets, there's still tons of room here in the front if you want to pack this out a little bit more, like add a wallet or a phone. Now the final organization here is actually the zippered pocket here on the back. And this is perfect for smaller objects like coins or just small gear, as it keeps it separate from the rest of the bag. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that the back of this bag is ever so slightly padded. So if you have this bag packed out, this foam padding on the back should make the bag more comfortable and prevent anything from inside the bag from jutting out and poking you, which I think is an absolutely killer touch. Now on paper, this bag checks every single box for me for what I look for in a sling bag. It's low profile, lightweight, comfortable, made of premium materials. It's a perfect size. It's not too large, but not too small where I can't fit anything in it. So with all that out of the way, I was expecting this to cost much higher than it really is. This currently has a retail price around $65 on their Etsy page, but is often on sale for closer to the $50 mark. And I think that's just crazy. For something in this material and being handmade, it's just an incredible value. So just holding this bag here and knowing that a living, breathing person made this with their bare hands and then shipped it halfway across the world from Ukraine all the way to me here in America's heartland, it's just crazy. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I picked it up. It's really funny, the moment I opened the package and pulled this out, I knew immediately I was going to love it. And my wife was actually in the room at the same time. And even she was impressed and said it was her favorite sling out of all those I've tried. And let me tell you, I've tried quite a lot. So it impressed me and impressed her, and I'm sure it impressed you too. So I'll leave a link to their website and their Etsy store down in the description below. I absolutely get nothing off of sale, so don't compel to buy this. I just truly believe in this bag, and I really love carrying it. So I kind of want to pass it along because I feel like really smaller makers like this deserve some more love too. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think of sling bags, and would you ever carry something like this? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.